Hi, everyone. Okay, so let's jump right in. On this week's episode of Tamra Judge and Teddi Mellencamp's show, Two Teas in a Pod, they discussed all this week's controversy regarding Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. From Lisa Rinna's feud with the Dubai ladies, to Erika Girardi's inappropriate comments toward Garcelle's sons, to Kyle Richards' insensitivities to Sutton Strack. Teddi was struggling to defend her Fox Force 5, while Tamra said she would have punched Erika or knocked someone out if they talked to her child that way. I'm going to let you listen to a few clips and then come back with my commentary.
And she's just like, you're going to get the out of here. You're going to get in trouble. You know, like whatever. You should obviously never talk to a kid.
Well,
way.
the way she said it was mean. Like, get the out of here. Like, just mean. And he didn't even do anything. Like, he just walked up to get flowers. Do not make an excuse for her.
I'm not going to make an excuse for her. I do think if the next day or whatever day it was where they went to Sutton's house, if Erika would have walked right in and said to Garcelle, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
But you can tell she's trying to be a little bit cute about it and funny and lighten it because obviously she doesn't know the magnitude of how bad it was.
Right. Well,
and that made it worse. So
I personally think she should have had a one-on-one conversation with Garcelle to apologize to her son. But putting her in a group situation made it even more awkward. And she's like, well, what do I do? Do I just apologize now? Do I just make light of it? Like, it was just, I felt like the whole thing was awkward.
The whole thing was awkward. But I also want to just put out like a little PSA for any future housewives to come or any current housewives. Don't have your kids at raging housewives parties.
Yeah. But it was his mom's birthday.
I get it. But do you remember what happened on Beverly Hills with Denise?
Which you remember with her daughters there,
with her daughter.
Talking about
this is
again
different.
Talking about threesomes,
right? But granted, this is different because Erika actually said it to Garcelle's
she said
son.
it to her face.
So it is different. That being said, if you don't want to put your children in the line of fire, don't have them there. I'm not blaming Garcelle,
but also housewives, don't leave the kids alone. Like, seriously, I don't care how drunk you are. You don't tell a kid to get the out of there. You just don't do it. You don't. So I would have punched her in the face if she said that to my kid.
I'm glad Garcelle. The next question is, how would you react if Jax was your son in that situation? I wouldn't have reacted well. I would have probably reacted like Garcelle. Also in that same token,
I would have knocked a bitch out. I would have sliced a bitch.
But you also don't have your kids. You never had your kids on the show.
I did when they were little.
Right. But because of that, you're able to pull back from your kids actually hearing those conversations.
Yeah.
That being said, regardless of how Jax was treated, which I think was poorly and shouldn't have ever happened to him, I don't think the response to that is to then attack somebody else's kids online.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I, going back to what you said earlier, I personally, because I didn't have my kids on the show. I don't really put them on social media. Very seldom do I. I would not have them at an all housewife event.
At an all housewife event that everybody's drinking, because then where do you draw the line? Yeah. Like Kyle doing the splits and everybody dancing and partying is fine for them to see. But
I think in real life, that's fine. Have your children there. But on a housewife show, when it's all housewife when it's all housewife event, shit is going to go down. It always does. And it's something you just don't want your children to see. And
you're putting your kids. I'm not justifying your behavior, but you're watching a drama.
Yeah. That's just personally me. Yeah, that's
what you're getting everybody into. And it's unfortunate that that's what this show is, but that's what it is.
It is. And so, it was a hard call because he is 14. So
it is his mom's birthday. He should be able to attend, but maybe
So I have a few things to get off my chest. First of all, Teddi is very jaded, but she's a part of the whole Fox Force 5 clique, so I'm not surprised that she's biased. I do think that Tamra is echoing the sentiments of majority of the fans. Secondly, Teddi, what do you mean that you wouldn't have handled it well like Garcelle? Garcelle handled it perfectly with absolute class. Also, isn't this the Real Housewives? Isn't this supposed to document real life? Well, in real life, your children will be at your birthday party. So I don't understand how you can blame Garcelle for having her kids there and try to justify Erika's behavior. You're so desperate and grasping at straws to protect your friends. Teddi, if you're going to be an unbiased reviewer of the show, you have to step outside of your friendships and right is right and wrong is wrong. Is it that difficult for adults to conduct themselves around teenagers? Like, I just don't understand how you can say, oh, don't let your kids be at housewives' parties. Every housewife that I can think of has had their children on the show. And by the way, if you guys check out the latest episode of Two Teas in a podcast, you will see that Tamra Judge also threw a little shade at Lisa Rinna. She said, and I quote, Lisa Rinna needs a break from social media. I mean, what would she even do without her social media? I think she will go crazy. I thought that was a little shady and a little funny. But anywho, drop down in the comments and tell me what you guys think. Do you think Teddi has a point? Should Garcelle have not had her children at her birthday party? Do you agree with Tamra? Would you have punched Erika in the face? Let me know what you guys think. Ciao.